back. I'm Tedward, and today, thanks to Bond Group in Waltham, Massachusetts, we're driving a very special 1967 Porsche 912 Super. Typically, 912s were powered by flat 4 air-cooled 1600cc engines mated to a 5-speed dogleg manual. This one, however, has been hot ratified by Wilhoit, so it's got a 2100cc flat 4, and it is a little ripper. Typically, when you see this shape, you think 911, which is normal for most people, but a lot of folks forget that Porsche built like 30,000 912s, which was the 4-cylinder 911, essentially, the 902, if you will. Because when Porsche was coming out with the 901, which was going to replace the 356, later to be understood to the world as the 911, the prices were going up. Porsche wasn't so certain that its customer base was going to really enjoy that. Or what if it doesn't sell? What if it's too expensive? So what they did was they said, wait, let's at the same time release the 912 or the 902. They weren't going to call it the 912 originally because they had a flat 12 917 project that had sort of designated that name. So internally, this was the 902, eventually became the 912 to the masses. So essentially the 912 was the budget 911. It had a smaller engine. It didn't have all of the trimmings inside. They pared the price down just in case removing the 356, their tried and true Genesis sports car, wasn't going to do the job. And originally they were going to try to make some sort of hot rodded 356 SC, not quite as intense as a 4-cam Carrera engine, but they gave up on those engine projects and eventually landed on a Type 616, which was kind of like a retuned, or even detuned, if you will, version of a 356 SC pushrod flat 4. It had a little less horsepower, but it had a more palatable drivability with more torque. This one, however, nope, this one is a complete beast. We have 155 horsepower. 65 horsepower over the stock. This has been dyno tuned, so this is a Wilhoit 2.1 liter. It's an absolute monster. You got twin carbs over here. These are always a joy, but here's the thing about the 912. Yes, it was a less expensive 911. It was a less powerful 911, but it was also a lighter 911. This is still rear engine, and it's a smaller engine. And apparently, the 912s were a little more balanced than the 911s. So these are really a treat to drive. And when you juice them up with something like this, they absolutely fly. And now that the door is open, you can get a feel for how much love and care went into this car. This one is absolutely stunning. It's even got this sort of red and black houndstooth seats. These are fantastic. And let me show you some of the storage up front. They've added these gorgeous rally lights. Yellow bulbs are a must. I think that looks fantastic. And these long noses just never get old. I think there's something so incredibly special about the older body styles that just cannot be replicated, and these must stay out in the world. We have to be driving these. We have to be showing these off to show the heritage of these cars, whether it's a 911 or a 912. Now this one has upgraded 911S brakes, so it's going to stop and handle. It's on a Bilstein suspension. It's actually just exactly how you would want your 912. And up front on a 15-inch wheel, we've got a set of Pirellis, a 185 section all around. So let's close it up and get her out on the road. Oh, I'm obsessed with this wood steering wheel. This looks so good. And I love the simplicity. You get less information on this. You don't get oil pressure. You don't get oil level. You've got your fuel tank. You've got your oil temp, a tach, a speedo, and a clock. So still a 5-gauge pod setup, just a little different than what you'd see in a 911, I think. We can forgive it. It was a hot start. Nice to see this bright red interior. Slate gray, man. We have been on a slate gray kick. We've had the Sport Classic, we had the Super 90 356, and now we've got this. And the Super 90 actually kind of matches this interior, minus the houndstooth, to get this moving. So we've got a handbrake, pretty simple. And then over here, over and back. This is a dogleg 5-speed, so reversed, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Very simple. It does not take long to get used to. Floor-mounted pedals. if you were worried that a 4-cylinder plopped in a 911 shell wouldn't be powerful enough, I can assure you John Wilhoit can quell your fears. It is remarkable how smooth this car drives. We're going over some bumps that sometimes in modern Porsches I feel really guilty about. This is soaking it all up. This is unbelievably comfortable. There's no power steering, of course. That wasn't introduced until 964, way later. But it never really mattered because being rear engine, the front of this car was so light that even at low speeds, it's pretty easy to maneuver. The trick is always to just get the car moving a little bit, and then you can start adding some steering input. That's true of pretty much any car with manual steering. This gearbox is a real peach. And the way the shifter is sprung, it helps you really just go right for the gear you're looking for. Second and third are directly in line, so you just let it find its way. You gotta push over and pull back for that first gear. Lucky enough to have experience with Wilhoit engines just because I've been doing this job for a while, but this is a little bit of a mind-boggling thing to be hearing and engaging with because I'm used to this engine in a 356. I'm used to driving a Speedster or a 356 Coupe with this engine. I'm not used to being behind the wheel of essentially a 911 and hearing this sound and feeling this thing. Not to mention the stability of this car. I mean, yeah, it's got some upgrades in suspension and stuff, but this drives, in my opinion, pretty far superior to a 356, as it should. It is a big leap in technology and it's a completely different echelon of car. And this power plant matches it because it just provides so much torque and all the revs. I'm not really missing the flat six. I didn't think I'd feel that way. I really like this. Rally lights are doing it for me. I like looking out over the hood. The best thing about a 911 is you get these fenders where the headlights are, and that helps you tell where the wheels are. That lets you kind of hit those apexes and never wonder where the corners of the car are. But then it's really fun to just have these big honking rally lights on the front. little pop from that exhaust. Gonna look? Thank you. That's who I was looking for. She turned around. There's no need to go crazy in the car. I mean, we can enjoy this car at relatively safe speeds just because it's engaging, it's tactile, and it sounds incredible. The thing I admire so much about these Wilhoit engines is how they have two completely separate personalities, but they don't interfere with each other. So on the one hand, you go wide open throttle and you can get this grunty, gnarly, torquey, rev-happy race engine. And on the other hand, it's a perfectly happy engine just poodling around in. And it doesn't have that race car edge that requires you to thrash it just to get it down the road. It's incredibly easy to drive. If you drive enough kind of high-strung, wild cars, you start to appreciate the drivability aspect of an engine like this, and that's what I think just makes them so good. It also maintains the charm. What would be super charming is not getting stuck behind the world's slowest Subaru. And man, is that saying something? The world's slowest Subaru? Easy does it. Yeah, you wouldn't want to harm the Crosstrek. You're going too slow for second gear in a 912, man. That's when it's time to just give up the old license. Please let your home be on this. Yes, go home. love the size of these things too. I mean, you can play with the car in a lane. I love when you end up with an overpowered 912 and still retaining a 4-cylinder pushrod. How cool is that? Happily wait for all the traffic to go away. Love the way fifth gear engages. It kind of goes down into the right a little bit. Very distinct. I can't believe how eager this is geared for the highway. I mean, this wants you to go fast. To keep the revs over 3 grand. Just feels like the thing to do in these engines. I'm sure it's fine, but I feel better about it. A respectful gap shot because I gotta get up over there. This thing is unbelievable. Oh my God. Who knew? Every once in a while, you're just reminded how much you love driving. You drive to work every day, you do these nightmarish commutes, maybe you've got a project car that keeps you up at night or stresses your finances and makes cars feel like a bummer. It makes the idea of getting behind the wheel seem like a chore or a stressful endeavor. Once in a while, you get to drive something like this that corrects the course completely and reminds you that this is the best machine in the world to play with. Cars are amazing and some are superior, and this is one of those. Obsessed with these sounds. This is so good. This is your sign. If you have a 912 project that's been sitting around, go spend too much money on an engine. Go get one of these. Maintain the pedigree with a 4-cylinder, but make it 155 horsepower. Enjoy it. And rip. Oh my goodness, this thing's so good. You don't need all the crazy interior, the perfect bodywork, or any of that stuff. You can play that game. Just make sure that it's got the appropriate engine, gearbox, suspension, some good tires, good brakes, and you'll be good to go. I know that was a very expensive sentence I just laid out there for you, but don't worry about anything else. Even if these gauges don't work, even if all you have is a bobbling tachometer that is hopeful, it's all you need, because I'm telling you, this is worth it. This thing is fantastic. The clutch catch is really high. It's the only thing I've had to get used to in this car. But it suits the car for driving. It's just when you're getting off the line. Anyway, I am going to go bring this back to Bond Group. I am just having a lovely spring day here. This was a real treat. There's so many remarkable things about this car that just get me giddy, even more so than simply its exceptional powertrain and restoration. I mean, even just these doors with the little push button to open. This fantastic dogleg is just a joy to row through, and every shift feels exciting and not nerve-wracking. You know, sometimes you drive older cars and Maybe you felt like one little interaction, or even worse, a crunch. And then you start getting nervous and you doubt yourself on every shift, and it just makes it really difficult to drive. This is not that car. This is incredible. This is fantastic. This is dialed. This car is also one of those cars where it's been done properly and seemingly tuned, driven, dialed in, because unfortunately a lot of the most beautiful restorations I've ever seen are sometimes kind of a bear to drive because nobody went and spent miles in it. And this one feels like someone went through and really made sure that this was going to be a proper driver. So holy cow, if you're going to buy this one, I'm telling you, you're just going to light up every time, and you're going to just stack this odometer. I hope you will. This is amazing. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I will see you in the next one. I can smell coolant, and I love knowing that it's not me. It can't be.